Folks, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, and today's topic is Asylum is pending without an interview. What can you do? Folks, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, helping you solve your immigration problem and maybe even prevent it from happening in the first place. Okay, so a lot of people in this situation who have been waiting and waiting for an interview. It could be an interview for so many different case types, but in this scenario, I want to talk about is asylum. So, a lot have several conversations with people who are stuck in a situation, but also, for example, conservative people that have nothing to do about immigration, and they always wonder. Someone applies for something, why is it taking so long? Ask the government. We have to ask the government. We have to ask USCIS. We have to ask the president's administration. So for President Biden, of course, right now, at least for new applicants, they're trying to do something called regional processing center. So for better, I think that's be better. I could be wrong. We'll see if there's any potential backlash on that. But it appears to be better because if people have a fear of their country, you should, of course, have the opportunity to file the application now. So something that Trump administration tried to do before was to put a $10 fee. Of course, it seems like a good amount of people can afford that, but that's not the point. We have to make it easy for people to apply. But now at the point of applying is we have people calling and saying they've been waiting 4 years, 5, 7 years for an interview. Some already had the interview many years ago and still waiting on the decision. Here's a quick example. Before I go into example why, I want to share with you that we do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion. Maybe just point you in the right direction and see how we can help you, okay? And sometimes our CARES team, the people you speak with when you first call in, might be able to point you in the right direction without having to schedule you for a consultation. We have several different free guides on our website. But some are not all on our website. So let me share an example with you. But yeah, you can call in. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, our number is right up here, okay? We also, but yeah, to give you an idea, we have several different free guides, okay, that you can check out right here. I'm just moving side to side so I can walk around here. But yeah, if you have any questions, welcome to drop in the comment section, and I will answer it as soon as I'm done with today's topic. Asylum is pending without an interview. What can you do? All right. Of course, you already know what I'm going to say, but you can, before I go into that, you can submit an inquiry to expedite request for your asylum interview. Does it work every time? No, it doesn't, but you can try it. You don't have to try it. It's not your responsibility to do that. But, we accept cases that people have been waiting for at least 4 years for asylum interview. Some people have been waiting so long, okay? I've been waiting so long, and some people say 7 years. They call in and we ask them, have you heard of this? Heard of filing a lawsuit? And some people say, no, they haven't at all. And maybe they had a lawyer. And you might think, well, how come my lawyer didn't advise me about this? It's become more well-known these days to sue the government, USCIS, for example, but not every lawyer is familiar with Mandamus lawsuits, this federal lawsuit. So I know it sounds intimidating, but this is common these days, okay? A lot more attorneys are working on these type of cases to help y'all get your case filed to the next step. So if you're at the interview, waiting for interview, then the next step is to get scheduled for an interview, okay? Now, that's if you already had the interview, then the next step is for the decision. Now, sometimes when you're waiting for the decision, they will ask for more evidence, okay? So you have to be ready for that. Now, any law firm that helps with Mandamus lawsuit, including ours, will hopefully tell you that we cannot guarantee the result, especially when we weren't your prior attorney for the actual case, let's say like for asylum. Now, what I'm sharing right now is similar to other cases in terms of like, let's say adjustment of status, applying for citizenship, but specific for the timing has to be what we call unreasonable. So for you, it's not just unreasonable, but within reason, essentially objectively unreasonable. So for some people, some of our clients say, well, John, we just, they call in and say, or email in and say, what's on my case? We should get approval right now or an interview right now, right? We take a look at the case notes and it turns out, okay, well, we just filed last month. So it's not unreasonable yet. Okay. Now, actually, success story here. We just got news hot off the press. Okay. Great news for the client and our team. Approval for residency in 3 months. We filed the case early February and today is May 8th. Approved. 3 months. Okay. I give credit to my team for working very diligently and accurately for this kind of case, for all case types, but especially this one, because if there's something was missing or something the client was pushing back and saying, well, I don't have that. There's a reason why our team follows up with clients and say, well, we really need this. So we're really trying to encourage y'all to follow with our team. Now, I've spoken with other law firm owners and they have team members, but they don't encourage clients as much. And so some people that push back on the medical exam, the new trend these days is that USCIS is approving adjustment of status cases without an interview. Adjustment of status is different than consular processing. Adjustment of status means the person the beneficiary, foreign national, lives in America right now. So anyway, sorry to go off track to today's topic, but want to share the good news hot off the press. Okay. So I appreciate that client actually following our guidelines, our proven checklist, because if not, probably would not have been approved in 3 months. So kind of give you a difference and maybe you had different experience with a different lawyer, maybe you didn't have a lawyer. So for those that are watching this, even if it's after the live show, gives you an idea of maybe why you might want to hire a lawyer who does good work, of course. But yeah, asylum pending for a long time, y'all. You don't have to wait, okay? Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I see some comments here. So yeah, about 4 years, and maybe some people get the interview before the 4 years in terms of like you file a lawsuit maybe 3 years, but our safe zone is about 4 years to be considered unreasonable. Now, I'm not saying wait 4 years for a decision and you already had the interview. Okay, that's a different scenario. You wait much less time for that. Okay, so let me answer some questions here. All right, Ronald, you asked that. Appreciate all the questions. Looking forward to it to see how it puts you in the right direction. You married a U.S. citizen at the same time. You're waiting for your interview for asylum. Okay, great. You did your marriage interview and have not received the results. Okay, it's now been 2 years. I think you have another comment. Okay, Ronald, you have another comment. You waited 7 years. So I think that's about the asylum case. All right, so I always ask people who call in and schedule a consultation, I would only encourage file a lawsuit on the asylum case if you think you have a strong case. Okay, of course, you don't know the law, but obviously you're telling the truth. I mean, I say obviously, but some people could lie. Don't lie. It's not worth it. You got to tell the truth. But yeah, if you don't think you have a strong case and you've consulted with an asylum attorney that only handles asylum, or at least that's the majority of their case type that they handle, no lawyer is going to tell you you're not going to win. I don't think any lawyer will tell you. I think lawyers tells you like you have a high chance, you have a good chance, or you have a low chance. Okay. Or hopefully they'll tell you, I think you're lying. But yeah, hopefully it helps. So Ronald, what I'm trying to say in that sense for you specifically is that you wouldn't have to file a lawsuit, but thanks for joining in on this show. You don't have to file a lawsuit for the asylum case, but I see now that you wrote in you've been waiting 2 years for your marriage adjustment status case results. Okay, so you're married to a citizen. Some things we want to make sure is that if you entered the United States with a visa, okay, Ronald, that's one of the important things that, especially, I'm not sure if you hired a lawyer before, but we have to verify that, okay, because to adjust status in America, one of the requirements is entering with the visa. There are some exceptions to that, of course, limited exceptions. But yes, for your case, for adjustment of status marriage, you can file a lawsuit now for that, okay? 2 years is definitely what we call unreasonable time period for waiting for that result, that outcome. But even for marriage cases, we do want to check in and ask questions with you, Ronald, for example. Say, okay, well, what did you provide to the government before? What was, if to your best recollection, what did you say? What did you answer? What were the questions by the USCIS officer? And sometimes it's not so much even like what happened at the interview. It could have been squeaky clean, no issues, but then USCIS is just so unorganized. And it could be as simple, I don't want to call it simple, but it could be as practical as someone that you had an interview with is no longer working there. And so what did they do to notate the system to transition to another USCIS officer? Who knows? Who knows? We have no idea. So maybe it could have got a gap in that, or even that USCIS officer is still working with USCIS, but in another department now. So it's not going to be with the same officer, okay? At least at this point, 2 years later. Okay, Sadar Sharara, sorry if I mispronounced your name or YouTube name. You asked, my asylum is dismissed after getting green card through marriage base. Okay, great. Congratulations on that. Which, by the way, if people are wondering, when do I withdraw my asylum application? I would only do that after you get the green card, like physically in hand. Fortunately, I haven't had the situation. My clients have not had the situation where they need to tell the USCIS officer at the time of their marriage interview. So thankfully, they don't do that. But we prefer as a team that the client has the physical green card, okay, or has the green card in person in the possession. Let's see here. Anu, you said something about $400, $500 expedite form. I'm not familiar with that. Not that I recall, but I could be wrong. I have to take a look at that. Maybe you're saying maybe for asylum expedite. I haven't heard that. But if you have the link to that, let me know. Okay, on Instagram, Movado Sako, you have questions. You sent your RFE. They received it 2 months ago. You haven't heard from them. Okay. Yeah. Typically, at least in our experience, the USCIS website. Now, we don't like to depend on the website, uscis.gov, for updates, but it gives us a decent idea. So hopefully, Movado, you check into your system or your case number for the 485. It depends. Well, it depends what they ask for evidence for. But typically, I mean, on which application? Sometimes they tag it under the I-130 petition or the 485. So typically it'll be 485. All right, so check that receipt number. Hopefully it shows that they received it, okay? And hopefully you had some tracking number at the very least. But typically for us, if it's just asking for the medical exam, they definitely have been. It's crazy. It is super crazy. Success story here. They've approved it the same day. Totally nuts. This is a new trend with USCIS in 2023. So if you're watching this video and it's 2024 or even later this year, it could be different. It could be slower again. Who knows? Okay, great. So I don't know if that answered your question, Movado, but hopefully it gives you a little more context. But 2 months, I wouldn't consider that unreasonable, but it's a little slower than our case experience. So it may depend what they asked for. If they ask for a bunch of like marriage evidence type questions, documents, then it could take them a little longer. Claudita, remember you commented before. Okay, great. You're doing your biometrics tomorrow. Wonderful. You're welcome, Movado. And by the way, folks, if you gain any value from our shows, our answers, we greatly appreciate if you can go to reviewtinglaw.com. Even if you haven't called in, but you got value from and maybe you don't need to call in, but you got value from our answers, question answer, or our content, please go there to reviewtinglaw.com. I greatly appreciate it. And my team will appreciate it, especially if you've talked to one of my team members and you write in their name. They do receive a bonus at the end of every month from our leadership team, so they greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's see if there's other questions. Forza Isaac, nice to see you. Hello. Shout out. Okay, Juan Moreno, if you're still on, shout out to you. I know there's something new update you want to do on your case. All right, we'll get back to you soon. Donna Abrams, you've asked, can it take more than a month to receive documents for USCIS? I'm trying to understand your question better. Do you mean like you just mailed your package a month ago and you're waiting for a receipt notice? Is that what you mean? If that's the case, I mean, usually we tell clients the receipt notice will be after you mail the package initially. It could be 3 weeks to 1 month. I would say 3 to 6 weeks. Okay. Fortunately for us, we've received it close to the 3 week to 4 week mark after filing. And you might be wondering, how the heck do I know this? We track it in our system. Long story short, it's kind of nuts, but we track it because we like to see trends. If, like I mentioned, USCIS trend this year about marriage case approvals, adjustment status, that's how we can update y'all. Okay. You're saying no, they mail the mail to me. I don't know. You like what mail? Are you talking about the RFE, request for evidence? Well, hopefully you don't have a request for evidence at all. It's not default for everyone. It's only happens if they just need more evidence. So I don't know if I answered your question. No, they mail it to you. Okay, I don't know if I answered it correctly. Forza Isaac. Forza Isaac. Okay, I see more comments coming in. Okay, great. Let me get to it. Let's see. How much does it cost to apply for citizenship since you have your resident status? Okay. Government fee is, I believe, $725. Okay. Currently, USCIS is expected to increase fees. So if you're currently eligible to become U.S. citizen, if it's through marriage, it's a 3-year mark. I do quotations because technically you could file it 3 months before the 3-year mark, but that's if you got status through your spouse. Originally, if it's not through spouse, so any other way, then it's 5-year mark. But you could, again, file it 3 months before. File 3 months before that 5-year mark. Okay. Hopefully that helps. But I believe $725 currently. Juan, how long work permits are taking nowadays? You've been waiting since November. We will check on that for you. It depends on the case type. We'll check on that for you. Okay, let me send a message to our team. Do that real quick. Okay, so that's how efficient we try to be. So Jessica or one of the team members will get back to you hopefully later today. Okay, Juan? Let's see here. Okay, Donna, you clarify they mailed you the initial evidence. Okay, so I think that makes it sound like they rejected your package. Is that what you mean? They rejected your package? Or they're asking for request for evidence based on initial evidence? I know it's like a long phrase here. De nada, Juan. Okay, Christian, where can we check the status of fee proposal increase? Okay, I don't have it on point right now, but basically it's the Federal Register. So as the last time I checked, it said that the comment period ended a couple months ago. Should have been March. So it's been 2 months from that. So I'm actually wondering. I'm actually curious myself when it will happen because sometimes they might give us some lead time, like, oh, it's going to happen like June 1st, but they don't have to. Okay, they could just flip a switch and it's too late. So that's why if y'all out there and you're wondering when to file, if you're eligible right now, file. Don't wait. Just don't wait. There's really no reason to. Okay, a lot of people call us, and it's our pleasure to assist you, guide you from start to finish. But hey, money's tight. I get it. Just file it then. Don't wait because the fees can increase. And then because I think Forza Isaac or someone else may have asked me about the citizenship fee. I believe the fee increase proposal table I saw about citizenship is almost double. Okay, so it's pretty ridiculous. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, but I'll send a link in the YouTube, at least on the YouTube channel. But if you DM your email, we'll send you the link as well. Okay. Okay, Donna, you said that you're asking. Oh, they're asking. They're asking for our fee. Okay. Well, is it a marriage case? They mailed you the package asking for initial evidence, but it's a month and you haven't received it. Okay. You haven't received the RFE. Okay, then you go to, okay, you're on Instagram. Okay, but okay, I can share it on YouTube. So if you're able to open a new tab on your computer or something, I can share my screen on how to do this. But you go to the USCIS website. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, Anu, I see what you're saying. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second, Anu. Okay. Okay, here it is, the USCIS website. And okay, go to tools. It's on the top. Tools and resources. Go to e-request. All right, Donna, or anyone in this situation. And they have different boxes here. Okay. They have one for case outside normal processing time, which probably everyone is within the processing time, even though they drag it out. Okay. That doesn't mean it's unreasonable. Most people have a situation where it's an unreasonable time frame. So you don't have to sue. You don't have to wait to sue the government after your case is outside normal processing time. They have another box for did not receive notice by mail. So that will be the one. Okay, Donna Abrams, you click on that. They'll ask you some information here. So about you, basically, who filed it, date of receipt notice, address, the notice type, and the last action. Provide the last action in your case, which you can just copy and paste from what you found on USCIS.gov. It's kind of like telling the government what the government will tell you. I know it's crazy, but there could be some more like recent action in your case that the government doesn't know for some reason. I don't know, but you put your email, who filed it, maybe yourself as the applicant. Okay, and they have a security check there. All right, so hopefully that helps. And let's see. But yeah, they're supposed to email you a confirmation email. Okay, Donna, right after that. And then it might say, we'll get back to you in 30 days. It just depends on the inquiry type. Okay, Anu, back on YouTube, you said that, the Mandamus form. So you mean the lawsuit costs $400, $500? Yeah, it does cost about $450 on average to include the lawsuit fee for the court and also for service of process that we have to physically snail mail to the government. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that is for that one. Yeah, I know. Thanks for mentioning that, because of course we have to pay the court fee to file the lawsuit. Let's see here. But yeah, great news so far. We have cases that, that got, if you're just now joining now, we do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion to see if we just point you in the right direction or maybe even, maybe it could solve your problem in the first place. Okay. Even from preventing it from happening in the first place. Another thing is that, for that to happen, you might not know that a problem exists, right? So if you're thinking about filing, or you already filed your case, and I know many people are concerned about XYZ, especially after they watch a live show or a recording, and they're like, oh shoot, I forgot this. Let's say like a medical exam. We can walk you through that, okay? We can't walk you through step by step as if we were representing you. Then you would need to authorize us to help you anyway. But there are some scenarios we could give you some pointers, and you should be okay, right? So you might not need full representation, but you might come to realize, depending on what your situation and our strategy tips, that you might need a lawyer. So you might as well take advantage of the free 15 minutes. And it's kind of like actually not kind of like this, because you go to a doctor, you got to pay copay, right? You still got to pay something. So I know most lawyers are very hesitant to offer free 15 minutes. But for me, I like to think of it as kind of similar to when I presented Know Your Rights workshops in person. So this is my way of trying to give back, even if it's free 15 minutes. So I'm not, from time to time, I jump into consultations and help out there, but the default is that our premier associates are the ones that are default handling these consultations. But sometimes I like to hop in and give them a little break. Okay. So happy to point you in the right direction. And let's see here. I got to jump to a team meeting, but I greatly appreciate y'all. Thanks so much. I'll be on back tomorrow with a new topic of the day. And I'm happy to answer any questions for y'all. Okay. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care.